are you serious? It's like, bro, you better call your doctor. They might be able to prevent it. You got to go get tested right away, but you got to get on it quick or else you're going to end up like me. Before we start the podcast today, I'd like to take a minute to talk to you about our sponsor, Sinister Beef Jerky, the veteran-owned and operated all-brisket jerky, with flavors like the OG, the pickle with that delicious dill flavor, mango habanero for that sweet heat, cracked pepper, carnage asada, and sriracha-style smoke. Visit them at sinisterjerky.com and use the code KINGDOM, that's KINGDOM, at checkout for 10% off your order. Once again, that code is KINGDOM, KINGDOM, for 10% off your order. Now, everyone, let's get to the podcast.
I mean, Garfield had every right to fucking hate Mondays. And with that being said, rock, paper, bullshit, shoot. Welcome to episode 4. I'm the 8-bit nobody. That is Luke Goblin 716. And I like to turn on the recorder when Luke Goblin doesn't know we're starting.
Yeah, you keep me on my toes, dude. That's for sure. I'm like sitting here. I was like, what's he doing? What's he doing? I don't know. We're going to figure it out. And now you just put me on the spot. You just put me on the spot.
It's usually a guarantee it's going to be something stupid and fucked because it's me. Let's be real. It's a me. Nobody.
it's a me, the nobody. Oh, nobody. It's all right. Listen, you're not a nobody to me, okay? Plain and simple.
We'll appreciate that. But let's jump straight into some shit. So the other day during stream, you were saying that somebody asked you about contracting diabetes through sex. Now, can you enlighten us with what happened?
Okay,
this has been bothering me all day.
Okay, so this has been truly bothering you the entire day. Okay, well,
I've been thinking about it. Yeah, it's just so funny.
I mean, it's a deep-seated question. So back in my misguided youth, right? I had a buddy who called me one evening. I'm hanging out with a bunch of friends. He calls me one evening, and he asked me, like, he sounds panicked in his voice, right? And he goes, "Hey, Luke Goblin, I just had sex with a girl with diabetes." Now, for those of you who don't know, I'm a juvenile diabetic. And, I was always known as the diabetic kid throughout, every group needs a diabetic. I'm the token diabetic.
What, did the kids just point at you and like, he doesn't make insulin? Like,
as I sit there with sugar-free candy, tears pouring down my face. Yeah.
Crying.
Yeah, well, okay, so apparently, just because I have diabetes, I'm the local expert on it. Well, needless to say, my buddy calls me one evening, absolutely terrified. And he goes, "Hey man, I got a serious question for you." And I was like, "What's up, dude?" I was like, "Why do you sound so panicked?" He goes, "I just had sex with a girl with diabetes. I think, what? Can I get diabetes?" And without missing a beat, I go, "Bro, that's how I got it." And he starts losing his mind. He starts losing his goddamn mind. God, and we're keeping this going for a bit. He's like, "Are you serious, man?" I was like, "Yeah, bro." I was like, I didn't get diabetes until like my early teens, man." He goes, are you serious? It's like, "Bro, you better call your doctor. They might be able to prevent it. You got to go get tested right away, but you got to get on it quick or else you're going to end up like me." Legitimately,
did you go like this to all your scars with the insulin injection?
How do you think I got these scars? As I'm pointing to my blood, as my fingertips from all the blood testing. But no, I legitimately I keep this ruse going for like a good 5 minutes. He's legitimately like freaking out, shaking a bit, like upset. And then finally I was like, "No, you fucking idiot." I'm like, "It's a genetic disease." I'm like, "You can't get diabetes through having sex, man." He and then even for another minute, he didn't believe me. He's like, "No, you're just messing with me, man. You're just messing with me." I was like, "No, bro, it's a genetic disease."
Okay. Was this around the time where the internet was a thing?
Yeah, well, this is the time.
Why the fuck did he look it up online?
Well, this is the time when the internet was the thing, but smartphones really weren't like an everyday item.
Okay, so you couldn't be like, "Alexa, can diabetes can
diabetes be transmitted through spoonkin?" Like, no.
Only if you're spoonking 4 glazed donuts glued together.
That's not a bad idea. In fact, I gotta end this podcast. Hold on. You just gave me
For science.
for science. I
He's
do
over
have a
here just gluing these glue.
yeah. Just put it on
Fucking
just put it
babies.
on one of those auto blows, and then just
Oh, I mean, if you got the money to spend on one of those, iRobot blow machines, and by all means, bro, you do you.
no. I don't.
No.
I'm not a fancy
I'm
boy.
a government employee. I can't afford the auto blow.
Like, so, how do I explain that on my taxes? Okay.
I mean, okay. Would you buy a refurbished auto blow, or would you only buy one fresh out of the box?
I mean, how used are we talking? Is it like
Used enough to get damaged to the point of refurbishment? You can take that any way you want.
I mean, many moons ago, I did have the idea of opening up a gently used sex toy store, but they have to be gently used. Okay.
So does this only include items that can only be like used gently? So there's gonna be like no whips. And
Gently,
like
gently is a loose term. Okay, we got to get product somehow. Absolutely, we got to get product somehow.
fair. This is fair. So like when you said that, like about him like coming to you all scared, like so many things came to mind. One, like I could totally see you like leading into it and be like, "Oh, bro, did you pull out?" Or
Yeah.
only if there was sugar all over your dick when you came out of it. Then yes. Imagine if he would have pulled like a 38 special and just capped himself.
Well, then he obviously
how bad would you have felt?
Obviously he's got bigger issues if he's pulling out a 38 and capping himself that quickly. He's like, my life is ruined. I can never do it anymore, man.
I'll never be president.
Yeah,
Weird shit.
I'll never be Miss America.
I'll never live this down. Crazy shit.
Oh shit. So how you doing tonight, homie?
My weekend was so fucking busy. It felt like a work day. And then Monday we got destroyed with a bunch of new hires. I was supposed to be home at 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's 5 o'clock. So yeah, you take that.
That's
you
a
take
long
that.
day.
Yeah. It was a long day. And we had to commute like an hour and a half away.
Yeah.
And we got delayed because somebody flipped their fucking car on the freeway. It's raining. It's like the first time it's rained here in a minute, so it's just like people are driving like super fast. It's like fast enough to like flip their fucking vehicle and like roll through all lanes of traffic.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was a bad day.
No, I'm sorry.
I don't know if anyone died, but it looked like they could have.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, if you're flipping a car, you're literally rolling the dice.
That dude's probably like flooring it, be like, I have diabetes.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
He traveled cross country, like ever since that happened. He's been traveling cross country, like just searching for a cure.
It's like that one fucked up movie where that like dude has sex with that lady and then he wakes up the next day and like written on like the mirrors like in like lipstick is like, welcome to the world of AIDS.
Yeah.
It's like that with diabetes. It's just written in fucking like chocolate, like a chocolate bar.
Just a chocolate bar. Oh my god, that reminds me. Okay, speaking of misguided youth stories, I'm sure you're full of them. But let me paint you a picture.
Let's see this painted picture. I'm waiting.
So I'm sure you have like a county fair or something like that. The big summer to do, right? Well,
yeah.
Many
events.
Yeah, exactly. Many moons ago, Charmin used to have a mobile porta potty, like a big Charmin truck. It had all the bears painted on it. Very whimsical.
We're talking about the bears on TV, like, I'm Charmin clean, and he's like shaking his ass on the TV, and like every time that happens, I just picture a bunch of dingleberries on his ass, like, I'm Charmin clean. Yeah, bears shaking his ass.
Yes, those very same bears. Now, this is when those like bears kind of first debuted.
Oh, so God, I hate those bears.
Oh, I know, it's unbearable. So they used to have these like they're like really nice porta potties because everyone knows at like the county fairs and stuff like that. You're
people blowing them porta potties up.
Yeah, you're taking some chances if you're going to the public restrooms.
But you're eating shit you don't normally eat, like
like deep fried
funnel cake, deep fried Oreos, corn on a stick, like you name it, a bunch of random shit.
Oh, just yeah, exactly. A literal smorgasbord of food that you should never touch. Well, so you had to pay. There was one thing for this. You had to pay $1 to use it because every
take a
time
shit, you got to pay $1.
Well, but the thing is, they were actually every time someone went in there to use the bathroom, 8-bit. Someone would immediately run in like 10 seconds after you got out, and they would clean it top to bottom. They would clean it top to bottom.
What a horrible job.
Listen, it's a shitty job, but somebody's got to do it.
I just picture like from Rocko's Modern Life, somebody leaves, hop,
yeah, yeah, just like jumping up in there, man. And so the thing was, I had a Hershey's bar in my pocket for most of the day. Now this is during the summer. This is like 80,
That's
90
not
degrees.
Street talk for a turd, right? We're talking like an actual
actual Hershey's bar. No, not a dump hanging. Like, no, I'm not sitting there prairie dogging. And I wasn't walking through the fair and be like, I had an accident, and I just scooped it out and put it in my pocket. I'm like, it will be safe there. Like, no one can get my treasures now. Like Smog.
No one knows my shame.
Just sitting there, put it in your pocket, like rubbing your face. So I was like, watch this, boys. Of course, with a group of asshole friends, we're all just running around causing a whole bunch of garbage. And I walk
as you should,
as a youth. So I pay them. I pay my admission of $1. I roll up through there, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna make someone's day, or at least I'm gonna give them a real story. So I go in there. No. I take a piss. I was like, whatever. I might as well pee while I'm in here. I take that Hershey's.
You paid your $1 to take a piss.
But I took that Hershey's bar and I just started going, just all over the inside of this bathroom. All over the inside of this bathroom. And I'm just in there. I wash my hands real slow. I'm in there for about 10 minutes. I'm trying to make a Picasso here. All right. Really trying to make this look nice, all right? So it's called modern art, 8-bit. If you don't understand, then you can't afford it. So I walk out. So I walk out, man, and I'm just like, okay, let's do this. And now, mind you, back in the day, I was one of those kids with a big ass mohawk, like dyed bright red.
Didn't give a fuck.
Didn't give a fuck. I'm 6'5" with a huge mohawk.
This was Luke Goblin's crust punk days. Yes, nothing fucking mattered.
Where nothing mattered. Sitting there, and I was like, hey. I walk out. I'm walking down the stairs. The attendant immediately, gives me a couple seconds to kind of evacuate the area because they're charming. Okay, you got to bear with them. So they roll in there and they open the door. They take one step. You just hear, "Oh my Jesus!" And I just start booking it. And you see a bunch of the attendants run over, just being like, "I'm not touching that. That's disgusting." It was it was one of my finest moments of my youth.
I just hop, and then opens the door. Oh my God! And then had 38 special.
Then the 38 special would come in. Oh my God! Yeah, then it was
just fake shit, brain matter everywhere.
And then it's a real mess.
And then the next guy in line is like,
It's like Chris Hansen to Catch a Predator during that South Park. It was like, oh God, it's Chris Hansen.
Pretty much.
Oh, exactly. So I mean, that's what
them bears.
Fuck those bears.
Fuck them bears.
Down with the establishment, man.
You know how many times I had to watch those stupid commercials with those bears shaking their ass and just like, I love this shit. And they're just over there doing their thing. It's just like, cool. I don't care. I'm watching baseball or whatever. Go away.
I'm just trying to enjoy the game. Oh,
especially when you're someone when you have Crohn's disease, like, I hate shitting. Fuck you, bears.
Well, wait, I thought we established during the first episode here that.
Well, the second episode, I didn't have it, but at the time I was like living and I was getting medicated like I was. Yeah. Remember, I got misdiagnosed.
Yeah.
So it's like, I was still shitting like crazy. So it's like, you see someone on TV, it's like, I love dumping. And you're like, fuck you.
Sitting there with your pink sock, wind sock, just being like stuffing it back in. You're like, you son of a bitch. You can't tell me.
Pretty much. Like, you son of a bitch.
You can't tell me what to do. You don't understand. You don't get it.
You don't get my pain.
The plights of my people.
Right, just so ridiculous.
Ah.
So I have an Amazon story for you.
Okay,
and
let's hear it.
you being from the male world, let me know if this is a normal situation.
Okay.
So I ordered a sweatshirt off of Amazon. 1 day shipping. So I was expecting to receive it 1-2 days later.
Yeah.
Shit happens, whatever. So they sent it to the complete opposite part of the state. I live in like middle to southern California, depending on who you're talking to. They all have different takes on where it is. And this dude sends it to like the northernest part of the state, which is like a
with the
mistake on
redwoods.
itself. And they're like, okay, it's gonna be late. We're sorry. And then it's like, we've changed the tracking number and we're not giving you the new tracking number. So I have no
What?
idea where the fuck my package is. And it's like, it'll be there in a big
Sometime.
block of time. It's like a 5-day block. It's like, you can
Jesus.
ask for a refund. It's like, I just want my fucking sweatshirts.
No,
and it was the last one in that size.
Really?
So it's like, I'm kind of fucked. Like, there's a color scheme that I wanted. So it's like, I want this one. And they're like, oh, we have it in stock. We're just going to send it to the wrong fucking place. But like,
Jesus.
is it normal male practice to change a tracking number and then not update that tracking number just to tell the person waiting, like, you get it, you get it?
No, honestly, I wouldn't put that as quote unquote whoosh whoosh normal postal behavior. Now, was it the post office though that was delivering it, or was it the Amazon drivers? Because I've seen those
I think
Amazon.
it's Amazon.
Yeah, I've seen those Amazon drivers do some of the dumbest shit in the entire world. Now, being out there on the hard streets, being a mailman, right?
Right.
We're taught a certain way to drive. It's like, hey, these are the safety procedures. This is what you got to do. Make sure when you park, you have your flashers on, that your handbrake's on.
How many drug deals have you witnessed as a mail carrier?
Oh, countless. Especially when I was working in the inner city, like countless.
How many prostitutes have you witnessed as a mail carrier?
I've been solicited at least a dozen times.
How many did you take up?
0. Because I don't listen.
Good.
I can't get diabetes.
That's how I got diabetes.
Yeah, I can't get diabetes again. Okay, you can't get double. I don't want to do the KFC double down of diabetes.
The doctor said I'm either 5 snickerdoodles away or 1 prostitute with diabetes away from losing my feet.
Exactly, it's gonna happen. And I've always had this thing. I'm like, if I ever lose my feet due to the diabetes, right? I'm gonna dress up like a Vietnam vet.
And, no.
And I'm just gonna roll around with no legs and be like, damn, diabetes took my legs.
Lieutenant Diet ice cream.
Ice cream. That's what took my damn legs. Ice cream. Yeah, that's what took my legs in the first place.
God damn you, Gump.
Oh shit. But no, that's
must you taunt me what I can't have, Forrest?
Exactly.
Piece of shit.
Well, and honestly, that is not normal and like behavior for the post office. But always take the refund first and foremost. But probably one of the dumbest things I've seen is an Amazon driver park in the middle of a 4-lane street, literally just right in the middle of it, door wide open, literally playing Frogger, trying to deliver probably someone's Pepto-Bismol or something. Almost get hit like 4 times, then keeps driving down the street, and I see a package roll out of the side of their door in the middle of the street. He stops again, plays Frogger again. A car hits the package, and he still picks it up, probably trying to deliver it. Dumbest shit I've seen. It's like
car hit the package.
A car hit a package. Well, because the thing, like, he's driving down the street. Now, the street's like 35, 40 miles an hour. And, you figure that wouldn't have happened if he didn't have his van door open while driving 35, 40 down the street. I don't get it.
I'm not an expert when it comes to delivering packages, but if my package gets hit by a car, I think you fucked up,
No, they would just scan it, arrived damaged. There you go.
Whatever happened to the drone thing? They were talking about Amazon getting like drone pilots that were like fresh out of like Iraq conflict to like drive your packages to your door and like drop them off perfectly. Like, what happened with that?
I have no idea. Honestly, I would be freaked out to have Amazon drones just be like cruising the skies. Just that's one step away That's one step away from like cyberpunk, where it's just corporations running the world.
Really, the drones delivering our packages are one step away from me getting, like, knives shooting out of my wrist.
That's how it starts.
Things.
That's how it starts.
That's how iRobot started. God damn it!
Because people people can't wait 1 or 2 days for a package. They want it right now.
That's how the Matrix should have been. It should have been like, we just couldn't wait for our deliveries, and then the machines took over.
Just, and the thing is, the pods, they are the product. Well,
did you see the girl in the red dress? She was a mail carrier before the drones. Hot as fuck.
God,
and then you're gonna have all the people in the audience. Well, technically,
yeah. Actually, I believe that wasn't correct, sir. Oh shit! So you said you had a crazy day, man. Like, how's your week
so
been?
Saturday, the first day of the weekend, I was triple booked.
Okay.
My cousin got married to this dude who's super cool, and he has LAN parties at his house.
LAN
parties?
He
literally has
old school
12 PCs, like not like super gnarly gaming PCs. They're like PCs that can run like older games. Like he has World of Warcraft 3, Call of Duty 2, like the World War II one back in the day.
That's
like a bunch of games like that. And he gets his friends together and they have fucking LAN parties. And he invited me to this, and I haven't been able to make one yet. So I was like, yeah, I'll be there. And he invited me a while ago. And I just didn't put it into my calendar. And then I had 2 podcasts that wanted to go that weekend as well. And then my niece's birthday party was also on that weekend. And somehow the majority of the shit did not make it onto the thing. And I promised I was going to make balloon animals for her party.
Yeah.
So, and then not only that, I found out my cousin is pregnant. So I had to I brought him, I didn't get him a cigar because, he doesn't smoke cigars. He smokes pot. So I had to go to the weed club. I had to get Big Fat Jones. I had to roll a bunch of balloon animals for this little kid party. I had to do a podcast. I had to edit and release the other podcasts I recorded previously. I had to do a bunch of random shit. And then I had to go run errands for the wife, honey to do stuff. Because I promised I would build my kid a background play area. And I'm slowly starting the planning, but it's not fast enough. So I have to go buy all these materials. I have to plan to build this stuff. I have to get it ready by Easter, and Easter's this fucking weekend. Like the list goes on and on and on.
Good luck, homie.
I know it's nuts. So I went to this LAN party and it was amazing. It was a lot of fun. I haven't been to a LAN event in God knows how long. It's been ages.
Yeah.
Let alone playing Call of Duty 2, the old World War II guns, just having a great time. Saturday night was the best part of the weekend. Saturday night. Everything else was just stressful as fuck.
Chaos.
And I'm making these balloon animals. I bought a balloon animal kit off of Amazon, and the pumper up thing fucking sucked. So it kept falling apart after every balloon.
Okay.
And I didn't know how many kids are going to this thing, so I just made a shit ton. So I make all these fucking balloons, and then Sunday's the party. We go to the park, and it's the windiest fucking day of the year. So I'm like, I can't hand these fucking things out. They're going to blow all over the place. So I wait for the wind to die down, and then I start handing out these balloons, or giving my sister a handout. And then the wind picks up, and these balloons are flying everywhere. And these little kids are just like, Mom, my dog. I'm just I ruined the party.
You ruined the party, you son of a bitch. You have traumatized those children now. Forever.
I was afraid about doing it because I was just like, what happens if one kid likes another kid's dog better than the one I made them? And they're gonna fight, or it's pink and mine's red or some shit,
Yeah.
I thought they were gonna fight over that kind of stuff. I didn't know they were gonna fight because God literally picked up their balloon and was like, yoink.
Yeah, just be like, how dare you use non-biodegradable material? You're sitting here, you heathens. Lightning strikes all the time.
This is what you do with my gift to you.
How dare you, filthy humans.
Some just bullshit. And then it's just there's not enough hours in the day. I'm busy during the week. Like I
Yeah,
work my ass off. I'm like sending these things to go get people on podcasts, but the weekdays feel long as fuck.
dude, I don't.
But when the once it turns into Friday night,
Mhm.
it's quick as I don't get it. There's no rhyme or reason to it, and
I
it just feels like it gets faster the older you get.
That's
It sucks.
well, they're okay. I saw it now. This is going to be terribly explained. Terrible explanations by Luke Goblin here. I was actually
This
kind
is
of
rock paper bullshit. Nobody's coming in here for great
no one's
explanations on anything.
no one's coming here for science. But
I mean, we
saw,
tried to do the news of current events last episode, and that did not go well.
No, listen, this is not our specialty. This is a podcast with no real idea of what the hell is actually going on in the world.
Yeah, we're just vibing. If you're
Exactly.
vibing, cool, and if not,
So-
oh
well, shit happens.
This is
I
our
guess
side project.
there's next
This
week.
is our side bay.
Yeah, so listen,
Side bay.
don't you talk about side bay, okay? Because what if side bay comes up one day and she's like, I want to be main bay. You can't.
And you get that 38 special out of your pocket.
and then just all back to the 38 special. Oh my god! So
I mean, that's Plan B. I don't know what else to tell you.
yeah, it's yeah, you can't just go to the drugstore. Yeah, it's like, hey, the drugstore was closed. They're on a Plan B, and it's like, oh, are they? 38 special.
Plan C.
This is Plan C.
See you in hell.
So, anyways, I was watching like some video about it, and they're like saying that it's like, obviously, as you get older, they're saying that, you know, time seems to speed up. It's like there's, because again, it's like you don't have a reference of time when you're so young, but then as you get older,
Right.
you have more memories in the past, and you're like, oh my god, like it's like that, you know, just real quick, and you just have so much more to compare it to, thinking about what's happening, and that's why it seems like time is speeding up, even though it's the exact same.
Right, it's weird as shit.
Again, not a scientist.
Right. Like, I'm not Stephen Hawking over here. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking. I'm just telling you how it feels.
No,
Like, I don't get it, man. It's just the shittiest thing when you work like a 12-hour day,
Yep.
and it just feels like the longest, most horrible day. And then you're driving back. You're stuck in traffic for an hour, but it feels like 3. And then, you know, you come home and you lay down on your couch. You're not even asleep. You're just like flipping through the channels, and it's
Yep.
like it's been 4 hours. Like, how? Like, what?
Aimlessly flipping through. No, dude, I feel you. It's throughout the entire week, you know, like you're saying, it's like, hey, you're doing the podcast and stuff like that. You know, it's like doing like the streams, like literally every day of the week now, I'm doing something. So it feels like just days are flying by, and then you're sitting there on the couch when it's all done, all said and done, and you're just sitting there, and it's like, I don't even have time to scratch my own ass. What
Right.
not let alone like balance a relationship, you know, have a social life,
Right.
like get stuff done around the house. Like, oh my god, no.
It gets to a point where it almost feels like content creation is not made for people in our age bracket, which sucks because people in our age bracket literally created this shit.
Well, listen, we're late to the party, but you want to know what? Better late than
We
never.
are.
Better late than never.
This is true. Like, I talk to some people who are younger than me, not by even a lot,
Yeah.
and it's like, yeah, I work a full-time job, you know, I stream, and then I do all this other shit. Like, I was like, dude, like, how the fuck do you have any energy for any of that? Granted, none of them have kids, so
Well,
it's just like, how?
kids are a big thing. Like, if I couldn't imagine having a child on top of this. Like, I give you
Aw,
tons
dude,
of props,
it's-
man.
Well, my wife does the majority. I will say that up front, because like the thing that's weird about kids is like, okay, I could be the first one to wake up, I could pick my kid up, I could feed her, spend like the whole day with her.
Yeah.
The second she sees mom, it's like, mom. It's just like, oh fuck me, you know?
Yeah, well, I guess I'm just, you know, yesterday's news. So-
Right, like she could be like throwing up, and I could stay with her all night. And like when I'm there and it's just me, she's just like all huggy and soft. But when she sees
Yeah.
mom or grandma, it's like, mom.
Yeah, it just
Yeah,
pushes you right off, puts the hand right in the face. She's like, fuck you.
Dude, she does that. She'll like straight go Heisman on me. She'll be like snugging, and then she'll be like, oh, and then stiff arm me right in
Stiff
the
arm.
face. I'm just like, oh.
You
can't do anything. You know?
No. I mean, it's your kid. Like, so you can't sit there and be like, oh god darn, you know, just swearing and cursing
Right?
under your breath.
She has hurt me pretty good. Like I used to have, I like to walk around with her, like, piggyback ride, and I walk
Yeah.
around, she's just sitting up there. I've gone to put her up there, and she's like back, like donkey kicked me in the eye before. That shit sucks.
Oh, yeah, that hurts. Now, real talk. When she's been up on your shoulders, has she ever shit herself when she's on your shoulders?
Yeah, she
Yeah.
has, but like, the diaper's on, right? So it doesn't like go everywhere. Thankfully, she hasn't had a blowout. If it was a blowout, I'd be fucked. But it's like mostly just farts. It's mostly like machine gun farts where it's like pop, 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 pop. It's just like, do you fart like a deer shits? Like, what is this? This little puffs. It's like, it's never like one long big one. Usually, it's always like
No.
little tiny ones.
Well, she's just taking after her dad. All right.
No, her dad's is usually just one big continuous trumpet roar, and then that's it.
She's working her way up to it. Listen, do you think Everest was climbed
You
in a
gotta
day?
crawl before you can walk.
Exactly.
What are you drinking there?
Oh, I am currently I'm drinking a tall boy of a seltzer here, Blue Light Seltzer, not sponsored.
Is that alcoholic?
Oh yeah, it's 100% alcoholic. Well, the thing is, okay, I usually drink beer. Now,
Okay.
usually drink beer, but I'm doing this whole thing where I'm like, I'm gonna whoosh, start taking care of myself and start watching what I eat, and
Okay.
actually being like, oh, hey, like, I should probably take care of myself. I'm not getting any younger and should probably drop a couple pounds. And I get out of work today. I was really stoked because I got tomorrow off. So I'm like, cool. I'm like, I can, I'm gonna come home, gonna cook some dinner, hang out with my girl for a bit, gonna rock out this podcast. But I'm like,
Check all the boxes.
yeah, I'm like, but I'm gonna have myself a little drink. And I usually reach for a beer, but I'm like, I need to watch my figure. So I had to.
You literally sound like someone on one of those commercials that's like reaching in the fridge and they're about to grab it, like, oh wait, I don't want to be fat. And then they grab the seltzer, they pop it. Then all these skinny people just pop up like, yeah, we're drinking light today.
Yeah, we're drinking light today. I've only had, they're only 100 calories a piece. I've only had 27 of these. I'm skinny. Like, just
How funny would that be is when they look at the camera, it's like, they're only this many calories. They give that whole spiel about like how light they are. And then you just pan to an officer, it's like, get out of the car, miss.
Yeah. She's telling she's doing this whole commercial. Camera pans out. She went headlong. Headlong right into a tree. Cars wrapped around the tree. She's like, "This is the best thing ever."
Just like it seems like a normal commercial. Then you just pan to the left, like, get the fuck out of the car, miss.
Yeah, all behind her. Horrible accident, like a 5-car pileup. Like just viscera strewn all over the street. Like
people are crying. She's getting led away. It's like, it's only 32 calories. Like, you're a monster.
What's God, I'm not sure if you've ever seen that Family Guy where you ever see that commercial where they're like vodka beer. And it's like, it's only 12 ounces of pure vodka and your wife will never know the better. It's like, wow, honey, you really cut down on your drinking. And he's like, shut up. She doesn't know. It's like 12 ounces of pure vodka. Oh.
No, I have not seen that. See, Family Guy is one of those shows where I really enjoyed it the first few seasons.
Exactly.
Like when they actually pretended to have a plot.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you watch Family Guy in recent years and all the years after, I'd say season 3, every episode they make a effort to kill as much time as possible with a bit.
Yeah.
Whether it be like, the first one was Peter going, when he hurt his leg.
Yes.
And then every episode, like, that was the first one. And then just about every episode after that, there's always some stupid, huge waste of time. And they even acknowledge they're just killing time.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
it's just like, why the fuck are we watching something where they can't even put the effort in to fill, like, what's the running show time? Like 18 minutes, 19 minutes?
Yeah, true. Well, yeah, with all the commercials and everything like that, maybe 20 minutes max.
Yeah. It's like, fill the fucking show out. Why do you have to kill a minute of my time? Sometimes 2 minutes of my time.
Well, and think about it. I mean,
It pretty much, to me, it feels like a fuck you.
It's
just
well,
like, we don't have to try.
I
Fuck you.
mean,
we don't have a plot.
Yeah.
We don't do anything really, and we're gonna waste time on top of it. So go fuck yourself because you're watching it.
I mean, shit. Think about it. Think about it this way, man. You've been running. God, what is Family Guy on now? It's like 16th season or something like that. It's been around for a hot minute.
It's like season 15, isn't it? 16?
Yeah. Okay. So let's say season 15 for shits and gigs. You know. So imagine like it was actually like a very original show at the time, but like you're just sitting there like, why would you put in any effort into it if you're getting paid like probably millions of dollars per episode, you know?
Right.
And you're just like, and people are still watching it, you know,
and loving it. Like, it's doing great. Like,
yeah.
I don't have ratings on my computer pulled up, but I can guarantee it's a healthy show. Because it's still funny, it's still relevant. It's not as like socially proactive as a South Park, because to do that you'd actually have to be married to a plot line somewhat.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think South Park is even particularly married to a plot line, but they kind of keep some of the bits and stuff going with the characters. And I mean, while we're on it, Simpsons has been dead to me for like 10 years. Has been at least dead for like 10 years.
That has been one of the biggest disappointments for me as somebody who grew up in loving The Simpsons.
Yes, like
it
the
felt
OG
like
ones.
Matt Groening did everything he could with it, and then he was just like, well, they won't cancel it, so I'm going to do Futurama, and I'm going to do all this stuff I can't do with The Simpsons. And he just handed off The Simpsons to whoever was willing to write for them, because it's just, the down slope of that show. But granted, they've done so many things. It's like, at that point, just,
just
pull
stop
the
the show. Yeah.
Stop. I'd rather have my show stop than become so boring and irrelevant.
Yeah.
Just let it die on its own legs, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, at the top of the thing, it's like, what, you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. I think that's how the saying goes.
What is the point of reaching that pinnacle of like, what is it, like 1,000 episodes or whatever that big thing they hit?
Yeah.
The last 300 sucked. Like, what's the point?
I mean,
like, I know some people who watch it just because they're like, I have to watch it.
It's The Simpsons, yeah.
And it's just like, I can't do that. Like, I'm a completionist when it comes to a lot of video games. I'm a completionist when it comes to a lot of things. But when it comes to things like that used to be great and suck.
Yeah.
If it's a small investment, like, Game of Thrones season 8 wasn't great.
No.
But, it's like not that many episodes. It's like a 12-hour commitment. Whereas that is like a multi-day commitment. Yeah.
Well, I'm actually curious. Hold on. We all have these fancy computer machines here. So let's see.
The computer.
Yeah, the computer. Well, I mean, The Simpsons is as old as I am. Not to age myself here. Let's see. Let's look at this. Let's see. Let's see. How many hours is The Simpsons in total? Let's see. Well, if you're to watch all 550, this has to be an old article. Yeah, that's from 2014. Okay, so this is from the.
So add 8 years.
8 years.
More
yeah.
content.
So they're saying it's a total of 202 hours and 24 minutes in 2014. So add probably another 100 hours or so, if that, 80 to 100 hours. I don't know. I'm not good with math. I wasn't hired to be a mathematician. I'm more of a mathematician.
Right. But yeah, it's just a huge commitment, and it feels like I've seen the best of it. And I know I've seen the best of it, because like every time I go back and I give it a legitimate shot, I'm just let down.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where it's just like, I have to stop for my own thing. It's like, I'd rather walk away with this show meaning what it meant to me and being what it was, as opposed to jading what it meant to me as a kid and making me hate it.
Yeah. Well, the classic Simpsons episodes, like, and I'm talking like
great.
To about, I would say until about 2005, maybe about 2005, 2006, they're still great episodes.
Right.
And then
they definitely had some kick and they had some pop to them.
Yeah, but then after that, it was just done. I mean, and considering it's been running for 33 years, just let it die. But it's too much of a cash cow. It's too much of a cash cow. How could you say no
But
to
who's
it?
watching it? Like, I know kids that are like young, they don't even like it. So is it just our generation keeping it afloat? Is it the older generation keeping it afloat? Like,
I
who the
would say
fuck's keeping this boat going?
I would say it's the older generation. I would say that the fact that the network itself is probably even keeping it afloat. I mean, because it's kind of like a relic. It's like an artifact, you know, especially to Fox. It's just there. You know what I mean? It's a established show that's been around forever.
The Simpsons were great because they were able to tackle issues that real TV shows with real people and real actors they did not want to touch.
No.
But the fact that they were animated at the time, people were like, this is an acceptable way to talk about something super fucked or super heavy.
Yeah.
And they even poked fun at the big boys. They poked fun at Disney with Itchy and Scratchy Land having the robots trying to kill everybody. You think a regular TV show with live action people could have pulled that off without the mouse coming down with the Sue hammer?
No.
No way in fuck.
No way.
That's just one example.
No.
And in that episode, they make a Ku Klux Klan joke.
Oh shit! I didn't even realize.
Yeah, when they're talking about like all of like the B characters from Itchy and Scratchy, and they're like the stuffed animals. There's like a clam. It's like, oh, there's a Ku Klux Klan, and then they throw it. It's like it's a really quick one, but it's just like, the fuck? Like, how did you guys throw that in there?
Because The Simpsons was edgy for so long, you know. It was the South Park before South Park.
So strange. Like the jokes, like watching it back as an adult, like the older episodes, you're like, how the fuck did they get away with that?
Well, and that's, you know, now I understood why, because I remember back in the day when I was a wee lad, like, you know, going to my friends, I'm like, oh, did you see The Simpsons? And they're like, my parents won't let me watch The Simpsons. And I'm like, what do you mean your parents won't let you watch The Simpsons? It's funny. And now, yeah, like looking back at some of the stuff, you're like, oh shit, yeah, like that Ku Klux Klan joke that was made there. I mean,
I think it's because they went at it at not in a crude way, whereas South Park went at those jokes and those situations and that satire. They tackled the same issues and gnarlier, but they did it while swearing, and I think that was the bridge too far for most parents.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
Which is so funny because it's like Simpsons is talking about equally fucked up shit on a regular basis, but because this little guy made a paper mache said fuck, that was bleeped. That's too much.
That's too much. Well, yeah. I mean, I could see it, and I think though, honestly, Trey Parker and Matt Stone are
South Park made fun of a lot of religion.
Yeah, like there is nothing off the table, and that's South Park. Trey Parker and Matt Stone are just geniuses.
I think the reason why I was so upset with the Will Smith thing about him being able to laugh at everyone else's jokes at their expense and not willing to put up with, you know, the thing made about his family was it reminded me a lot of Chef, because Chef was part of a certain religion that I will not talk about, and he had no problem making fun of everybody else, but once it was turned on his religion, the guy who voiced Chef was like, I can't do the show anymore. And then he started doing like, you know, he like left the show. It's kind of the same thing, only in a more professional setting. It's like that pissed me off as a kid. It's like, how are you gonna do all this fucked up shit? And then the second they say one thing about the thing you're into, it's like, oh no.
It's it's like you can dish it, but how you can't take it. Like, no.
Because I like Will Smith. I like his movies. I'm not gonna boycott his catalog. I'll watch Independence Day today if it's on. You know,
same.
What's not to like about Will Smith?
I Am Legend.
The remaking Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, I'm sure it's gonna suck because everything remade sucks.
Yeah, the fact that listen, it seems like there's nothing original nowadays. It's all reboots, redons, like this or that. What? Well, if you think about
the Adam Project was good. Have you seen the Adam Project?
I have not seen the Adam Project. What's that on?
It's on Netflix. It's I want to say it's a Netflix original movie. It's like a movie about this guy who goes back in time to like prevent his like dad's death because his dad accidentally invents time travel, and like somebody in his company like gets him killed so she can like take over the whole. It's really good and it's fucked up in a lot of ways. Go watch it when you get a chance. And then the kid who plays the kid in the movie just got casted to play Percy Jackson in the new Percy Jackson, and I think he'll be a good fit because he's really good in the Adam Project.
Oh well, I mean, I'm sure he's a good fit, but they got Percy Jackson. Let's like they did this 10 years ago. Like,
Bringing it back.
Yeah, bringing it back. You know, jeez.
Remix.
Yeah.
Okay, I wish every movie remix would start with Lil Wayne coming up like
remix. Oh my god, have you ever seen Lil Wayne's or not? Yeah, no, it's not Lil Wayne. It's
Lil Wayne or Lil Jon. I don't fucking know. I'm not.
Oh god, this is gonna drive me insane. Wow, I feel like an old fogey now. I'm like, oh,
we're old, dude. We should just go to Denny's and get our fucking discount and get a fucking lumberjack meal. Don't you
even get me started. T-Pain, that's his name. T-Pain is a Twitch streamer. His shit is wild. His intro is wild. Anyways, but sorry, go back to Denny's. Don't tempt me with a good time, because I will go to Denny's. I will.
What's your go-to at Denny's?
Let's see. I'm thinking the Grand Slam Witch is what I usually go for.
Our generation killed a lot of those places. Like, our generation pretty much killed Chili's and killed Applebee's because our parents would drag us to those fucking restaurants because it was always on TV. And like, oh, TGI Fridays, great time. And then you go there as a kid and like, this place fucking sucks.
Yep.
So our generation doesn't really frequent those places. It's to the point where Applebee's is like, hey, we'll give you $1 margarita. Just get your stupid millennial ass over here and we'll give you booze.
Man. Yeah.
Show up.
There's like I will visit the very rare occasion of an Applebee's or something like that, but that's usually only when someone is like, hey, I got a gift card for you or something, just so like random thing, because you know, during Christmas time, you know, being a mail carrier,
when some family member who you haven't seen in like 5 years comes to one of your events, you're like, what? And Sam Goodies is closed, so here's a gift card to our favorite restaurant.
It's the highest of class city. Don't go too crazy.
Make sure you wear a collared shirt, or you might not be let in.
I find the quesadilla burger to be of Michelin star quality. Exactly.
4 stars.
4 stars.
Meal was immaculate, but there was a turd in the parking lot. 4 stars.
4 stars. Well, you know, last time I was at an Applebee's, it was because, you know, someone gave me a gift card like on my mail route. You know, it's because like during Christmas time and stuff like that, you know, like people will tip the mail carriers. And listen, anyone that does any of that stuff, listen, I thank them from the bottom of my heart, because that's really nice of them. They don't need to do that.
Has anyone ever been like, oh, God, come over here, I'm going to give you a tip. And they like reach into their purse and they're just like, that
would be interesting. That would actually be a great story to tell. But alas, that's never happened. Alas, that has never happened. No. People tend to be genuinely nice to the mailman. Like I've only had someone, like only when I was in the inner city again, and there's still tons of nice people in the inner city, but someone threatened to sick their dog on me because I didn't have their W-2.
Oh, you piece of shit.
Yeah, it's my fault. It's my fault because your piece of mail didn't end up in my mail for that day.
I mean,
I don't control that.
Have a website where you can print that shit off.
Yeah.
So it's kind of on that guy, I'm going to say.
Yeah, he's like, you better have my W-2 or I'm going to sick my dog on you. And I was like, what's your address? And he told me, and I was like, well, sir, now you can go down to the post office forever because I'm holding your mail forever.
You tell him that?
Oh yeah, I told him that. I was like, oh,
I'm not gonna be threatened by your bullshit.
Yeah, I was like, you just threatened a federal employee, homie. Good luck. Like, good luck.
What did he say to that?
He's like, well, he just told me to go fuck myself and like watch my back. And I was like,
you have a great day.
Yeah, I was like, well, now you fucked up even more. And so,
yes, not only did he threaten you, but he also long-term threat. Like,
yeah, it's like,
people go to jail for that. People have cops show up at their house for shit like that. That's not good.
No, especially like there's
like, why would you fuck with the guy who delivers your mail? It's like, don't fuck with the guy who cuts your hair or a woman. Yeah. Don't fuck with the man or woman who gives you tattoos. Don't fuck with the person who brings you or makes your food. And don't fuck with the person who brings your mail. It just doesn't make any fucking sense.
It's like that person knows where you live. Like that person, like,
well, they can just make your life really, really, really inconvenient.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, let's say you fuck with the trash people and they just stop picking up your cans.
Stop picking up. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't
Well,
fuck with those people.
the thing is though, there's a lot of stuff in place to, I've never ever tried to like fuck somebody like that, because there are laws, like
Male law.
There is male law. Hot male on male law. Yeah, it's wild. It's like if a carrier is caught like being like, yeah, I'm not gonna deliver
I'm just
it.
picturing law and order. Male law. Dunk.
Dun, dun. It's
I
like,
see your stamp was placed incorrectly.
yeah, you're going to prison for a long time. Oh God, people try and get away with some of the funniest shit. Like I've seen people literally cut the stamps off of other envelopes and put a piece of scotch tape over the envelope with the stamp, and it's like, you wonder why they're like they have the marks across them. There's a machine that reads them and stamps them like that, because if it reads it and it's got those marks across it,
it's not gonna process it.
Yep, and it'll send it right back.
So I have a funny story for you about how my wife got mad at me when we sent out our wedding invitations.
Go on.
So I don't send letters normally. I usually do shit digitally. So, we were getting married a long time ago, like 8 years ago. And she's like, oh, go get stamps from the post office. I was like,
okay,
all right, I can do that. So I drive to the post office. I get in line and I'm like, hey, I need like, I don't know, say 7 books of stamps or something, some crazy amount of stamps. The guy just looks at me. He's like, all right, that'll be like this much, but we do have a discounted stamp. And I was just like, yeah, sure, I'll take the discounted stamp. I don't give a fuck. I'm cheap, I guess. So I got these discounted stamps, and I didn't think they were going to be anything like crazy. So I bring them home, and my wife like opens them. I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, what? She's like, Kwanzaa stamps? Why'd you get Kwanzaa stamps for our wedding invitations? I was like, I didn't know they were Kwanzaa stamps. I don't even know what Kwanzaa is. I just know it's a holiday.
Does anyone know what Kwanzaa is though? Because I don't. It's
been around forever. I never really learned about it in school. I just know it's like it's a holiday celebrated by African American people from. I had no idea. I've never looked it up. My wife's like, "Why the fuck did you get Kwanzaa stamps? Like, couldn't you get flowers? Couldn't you get birds? Like, why'd you get a random holiday nobody knows anything about?" I was just like, "I'm sorry."
Yeah, there's
and it was too late to get other stamps. So our wedding invitations went out with Kwanzaa.
What do you mean it was too late? Did you send them out like 2 days before that you had to be there? Like
something like that. We procrastinate.
Yeah.
So they went out, and like the whole time I was just waiting. It's like, dude, somebody at this wedding's gonna ask me about Kwanzaa. I don't know nothing about Kwanzaa. They're like, you guys celebrate Kwanzaa? I'm like, what's the like? I don't know.
Well, it reminds me of
it brings it up to this day. 8 years later, she's still pissed about that.
Oh,
like anytime she sends me like on an errand, she's like, "Oh yeah, go get some bread," but don't bring back any fucking weird stamps. You're supposed to say some weird shit like that.
Now you should do it out of spite. That's what I would do.
Just get the most outlandish stamp. Like, I brought you some Flag Day stamps. Here you go. Just like a bunch of random holidays that like nobody really celebrates. You'd be like, hey, did you know today's National like Philly Cheesesteak Day? Here's a Philly cheesesteak stamp.
Yeah, it's National Philly. Oh my God, what's with all the random holidays? Like people are like, it's National Pick Your Dingleberries Day. Like
my boss the other day was like, hey, today's National Tea Day, and because he drinks tea, and he's just like, the fuck does that mean? Are we gonna go to Boston Harbor and throw a bunch of shit in the water? What are we doing? Like, what's the point?
That's a real tea drinker's thing to say. That's a real tea drinker.
The reason he doesn't drink coffee is back in the day, his parents made like some real strong, concentrated cold brew.
Damn right.
He picked this shit up as a kid. He drank it like straight because he thought it was like sweet tea or some shit. And super concentrated sweet tea to a little kid, and he just threw that shit up everywhere. And ever since, he hated the taste of coffee, so he's just constantly drinking tea.
I mean, I can understand that with like vodka or some sort of alcohols, but like,
oh, that would have been horrifying because he's the one who usually drops you mad. He's just like, hey, you know today's National Vodka Day?
let's get fucking lit, bro. It's like, I'll drive. Heavy machinery. Oh man, that's
Just over here texting my will to my wife. Be like, I know we don't own anything,
My dearest
but
beloved.
you get all of it.
When I leave to you all my Kwanzaa stamps.
My assortment.
My
Don't let Smog the dragon know of this treasure.
For he should nest on them, and you can never escape. Oh shit! But yeah, dude. I mean, it's just been like, like a weird week for me. I fought the urge.
Year. Let's just it's been a weird fucking year.
It's true. I have fought the urge to call in like every day for the past 3 weeks.
Is that because you're just overwhelmed, or is it because you're just sick of the job?
I think honestly, at this point, it's a little bit of everything. Because being an old man, I'm like, oh man, like I have like the aspirations of like a 19-year-old now. I'm like, I want to become a full-time content creator. Like,
see boobs.
Yeah, I mean, see all these boobs, but no, it's just like, with like things going on, like streaming on Twitch and stuff, and like doing my thing, and it's like being so starting to get connected in this stuff. Like it feels like 10 years too late, but
you're getting bigger. You're like, it's a slow climb, but you're getting bigger.
Last night was
I don't know how
wild.
you keep up the energy, because I have a really hard time keeping up the energy when it's not another person's voice. Like,
Okay.
The text thing, like I'm dyslexic. I don't
Same
like
here.
reading when I don't have to. Like I do my books audio because it's just like, I have
It's
to read
easier.
shit like 3 times before I'm like, I comprehend this. This is good.
Yeah.
Whereas like, when you're getting like a text wall and people just keep talking, it's like, I can't keep up. And I'm probably misunderstanding you, or I don't understand your concept. I don't know if you're talking shit or if you're like really like, oh, good move. You know?
Nice.
Like,
nice
I always
move,
take things
nerd.
negatively.
Well, I mean, honest, like, it's tough. I think I go on like pure spite and like caffeine. Like, I'm just like, I'm not giving up on this. I'm gonna keep pushing. I'm gonna keep doing my thing because last night was wild.
They just make you dance at this point. You gotta disable that shit.
I was thinking about disabling it, but I'm having a lot of fun.
You should have a cool down.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, 3 every 5 minutes.
Yeah, they're not even that, because every 5 minutes is just gonna be just boom, boom, boom. But I like sitting there and I like looking at the community and be like, I'm gonna take this away. I feel like the dad that's like, I will turn this car around. I'll never turn the car around, but like, I like doing that.
So your threats are toothless. There's no bite to these words.
If it gets to the point like of absurdity, because in July,
having a heart attack and dying,
like if I'm like sitting there, I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna freaking die. Because like during the 24-hour stream, I legit may disable that.
Don't. When are you doing the 24 hours?
July. I think July 23rd ish. Like I'm doing this with like 3 other content creators. So
what charity are you promoting?
I don't think we're doing any charity right now. Like, because I was thinking about it, I would like to do a charity, but we gotta find like a cool charity or something.
You gotta find the right one.
Yeah, exactly. Because
we did one with Make-A-Wish, which was great, but like to do Make-A-Wish, you have to play like kid appropriate games, and like the majority of games I like to play aren't exactly kid appropriate.
Yeah, I'm not a kid appropriate content creator.
I mean, you do bleep your swears for the most part.
For the most part, but
unless I'm in there, then I get you talking about like diabetic dick and.
Oh no, listen, I'll lay that diabetic pipe anytime, anywhere, okay? But the thing is, it's like
don't trust me in my diabetic.
Don't trust this diabetic dick while it still works. But no, it's it's really weird, like, because it's like I'm trying to almost like calm down on my swearing a bit, but at the same time being like raised in kitchens, like pretty much. It's real tough. I feel like a pirate.
Yar.
Yar.
Matey.
Yar, trying to plunder the booty,
Give me your doubloons.
Your doubloons. Oh, shit. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting. But, you can totally make a comeback to Twitch.
I plan on it. So I'm actually working on some other shit. I want to get into casting. I wanted to do casting for a while. Like I've casted Warzone events.
So that
I've casted a charity event.
The black leather couch behind you.
I want to get into casting Tarkov events,
Okay.
like Tarkov tournaments. So, like, I know this guy. I interviewed this guy who like does like things that are geared towards smaller streamers, like people who aren't like huge established.
Yeah, yeah.
And he pays like the winnings out of his own pocket. Like super awesome guy, super
That
squared
sounds
away guy.
super
Like
cool.
I'd love to be like a co-caster on like a celebrity celebrity quote unquote
Yeah.
caster on one of those. I think that'd be fun. And then I applied to like the big team of Tarkov, Team Evasion, because they were like looking for people, and they're like, oh, who would like to be, in the casting? And then like I put an application in, so fingers crossed.
Dude, you got
And then
this.
our fucking sponsor, Sinister Cynic, or the guy who owns Sinister Jerky, he put out like this little video, and it was just like, it was like very humbling. It was just like, I was not expecting you to do that. You did not have to do that, but thank you.
Oh shit, that's
Like,
awesome, man.
He put like a vouch video on there. I was like, God damn.
Oh wow.
You're trying to make me cry over here.
That's incredible though. Listen, I mean that's what you gotta do. I mean, like getting back to the thing where it's like, oh man, we're kind of older getting into content creation, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Because it's like, hey, we're a little wiser maybe, or like it's like a little smarter with whoosh business decisions or whatever.
Right? Like, I won't do stupid shit on your stream. I have things to lose.
Yeah, I have responsibilities. I have to take care of another human being. Like,
right?
No.
It's constantly trying to die. Dude, kids are constantly trying to kill themselves. It's like, no.
I was about to ask.
Don't down the stairs. Don't put your hand inside a blender. Like, no. What are you doing?
Oh,
you can't take your eyes off these little bastards, man. They're just trying to hurt themselves.
They're slippery.
Always.
They're slippery. I mean, I remember.
And then the first thing they do is they look at you and they scream like, "How could you let me do this?"
Yeah, they're like, "It's like, your fault,
dumbass.
It's your fault." And there's nothing. There's nothing you do. It's like, I told you 1,000 times. I told you 1,000 times not to touch that. What did you do? You touched it. Now you learned the lesson the hard way.
I touched it.
But I wasn't listening.
Pretty much, dude. Pretty much. It's like, well, I'm sorry and shit. I don't know what you want me to tell you.
Yeah. Hey, dude. It's kids got to make mistakes. Like you can't be like, you don't obviously you don't want your child getting hurt, but at the same time,
they
you got to learn a lesson.
It's just like, I'd much rather have my kid like scrape her knee, break a bone down the line, because like I met an adult that hasn't broke a bone. This is the weirdest shit.
Yeah, no, I don't think I've ever...
It's like one of those life experiences that's just like, it feels like it has to happen. Like, I know shit met a dude the other day who never rode a bike, and I was just like,
who's never ridden a bike?
What? Yeah, exactly. And it's just like, why the fuck? She's like, yeah, no need. Be like, it's like a huge experience. You just take it from yourself for no reason.
Can you imagine now he's trying to learn? He puts on the adult training. Do they have adult training wheels?
They do.
Hold on, I have to consult our friend the internet here really quick. I
that's
have
like,
to know
that's
this.
like living in a beach town and not learning how to swim.
I know people. It's adult training wheels.
Okay, if you live in a landlocked place, I understand not learning how to swim.
Yeah.
But if you live on the beach and you go to the ocean, you don't know how to swim, it's kind of a recipe for disaster.
Yeah,
like what happens if you get pulled into like a tide or something? It's like, oh no, riptide, guess I'm dead.
Have you ever been pulled into a riptide?
No, thankfully, but I know people who have.
I hear it's terrifying.
They fight and they fight and they fight, and then they realize like, oh, just go to the side.
Yeah, you just swim. You just keep swimming across, right?
Yeah, because if you try to fight it, you're gonna drain all your energy. You'll never out muscle the ocean.
I don't know. I heard a guy once did it.
I don't know. I heard that ocean's a little bitch.
That's a fucking bitch ass ocean. Okay, so that's what you're supposed to do. That's what I thought.
Poseidon.
Yeah, Poseidon's like,
you're supposed to talk shit to Poseidon. Like, in God of War, not only did I kill Poseidon, I fucked his wife. So fuck this riptide. That's not gonna work. It's not gonna work out.
Well, that's
like,
what
not at all.
That's what you call a wave that's really into like smoking weed. It took a riptide, man. Whoa, bro. So like cruising those crunchy waves, man. Cruising those crunchy waves.
Okay, so those actors that make their careers off being like stoner actors, you know the ones I'm talking about.
Yeah, no.
The guys who are like movies like Pineapple Express, like a Seth Rogen kind of thing.
Grandma's
It's
boy
like
kind of stuff.
if you've ever smoked pot, you know they're misrepresenting it to a really high degree. It's like
Mhm.
people don't hallucinate. People don't do this crazy
I
shit
don't
you're
know,
always promoting
man.
in your
Have
movies.
you ever
But
eaten
how many
like
people that don't do this shit watch this shit and then vote against like marijuana being used for like cancer and all that other stuff? Because like, well, I don't want people hallucinating. Like, what the fuck it is?
have you ever ate like 200 milligrams of edibles? Because yeah, you will hallucinate.
Yes, I eat edibles all the time and I've never hallucinated. I just get really relaxed
You
and
get
I
real.
melt into a couch.
So you're like the
That's literally it.
Okay, because I have like legit like kind of trip nut on edibles.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Like how? What did you see? Like what were you doing?
Just
Were you
like
taking acid?
I don't know, maybe they were acid brownies, man. But no, there's been like I've like legit like visual distortions like you when you kind of get in the pre-trip of mushrooms.
Really?
Yeah,
You actually experienced that?
I'm
I've
dead ass
never
serious.
had.
I do well. I had 200 milligrams of edibles, and I thought I was seeing God. Now I don't do like when during my like because I'm a good government employee. Like I don't.
This was a long time ago.
This is many moons ago when I was working as a professional chef.
Well, yeah, I mean,
yeah,
chefs get into some shit.
Yeah, I mean, hell, I can't afford to do drugs anymore. Plain and simple. Like I have like 2, maybe 3 good brain cells left. And
I like how the reasoning is not because they're bad. It's just I can't afford it.
I can't do it to my brain anymore. Like I will literally be like the egg in the commercial. But no,
that shit was so funny. This is your brain. This is your brain on drugs, and then just smash it. And it's funny because the lady doing that is just like you've totally been on drugs. Like,
you've totally
this is not how it is.
Your look is what's known as
And
heroin.
when I say
chic.
that, I mean like cigarettes. I'm not
Yeah.
talking like crazy shit, like nothing with needles,
No,
nothing, nothing methy, nothing crazy, no crank, no nothing like that.
no.
Just that's all my experience is.
Same.
Never really did anything crazier than that. You know, a little experimentation here and there with other stuff, but like no desire to go further with it.
Nope.
Just like this wasn't for me. I just like to be relaxed.
Same.
Like I don't like the feeling of drinking 2 monsters in a row. Why would I want to put shit in my nose that makes me feel like that?
That makes you feel like that you're trying to like you're trying to crank through time and space. Yeah, I always had the idea of I was always like it's from the earth, man, not from the lab. Like that was
right.
That was like always my kind of thing because it's like you see people like yoked out on cocaine and stuff like that in kitchens or like getting fucked up on heroin or pills. Yeah, they do their
Gumming
little
it
like
up.
yeah, well, you go in like the employee bathroom and you go in one of the stalls and there's a little bit of fucking white powder on the back of the
residue.
toilet seat. Yeah, it's like come on.
The restaurant scene is full of that shit. Like I've seen that a lot with servers and chefs.
Yeah, it's
just there.
It's like I believe Anthony Bourdain once said it's like a pirate ship. It is legitimately like a pirate ship. There is a bunch of misfits everywhere, and the head chef is like the captain, keeping this just chaos on like conducting
Bourdain on heroin for a while.
Yeah. I mean,
he was addicted to something. I just don't remember what it was.
I think it might have been heroin and like coke and stuff.
He committed suicide, didn't he?
Yes, sadly.
Do you know how? Did he hang himself?
I think he
38 specialists.
Yeah, I think honestly he hung himself. And from what I hear and like watching,
was this an accident or was this like a Kill Bill incident?
I think that this was. I definitely know Kill Bill incident. Are you talking like David Carradine, like autoerotic asphyxiation incident?
Yes.
I don't know if it was an autoerotic.
When you die like that, is that suicide or is that an accident? Like, how would you classify it when somebody dies like that?
I would classify it as an accident. Because all you're trying to do is just have the most wildest nut of your life.
So, okay, so in certain religions, when you off yourself, that's like insta hell.
Yeah, insta hell.
Can you imagine like dying like that and being at like the pearly gates with Saint Peter and like you're just like, no, I was trying to explain to Saint Peter what you were doing.
I was just trying to jack off, man, and I slipped and I ended up choking out.
You just imagine him like at this like horrible like, bro, you're going to double hell.
You're going to double. You're going to like.
Not only are you
ninth
going
layer.
to hell, but I'm gonna shame you before you go to hell.
Yeah, you.
Shame.
Yeah, with the bell, it's like you get 10,000 years of spankings. It's like no, not spankings. You'll be too into that. I don't know. It's
Get this perv out of my sight.
oh, God. No.
But yeah, like I liked Bourdain. Like, okay, my
Okay.
thing with Bourdain, I liked a lot of aspects of his show.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't like how pompous the guy came off. He came off as so like, I know better than everyone. You know what I
Really?
mean? He came off as very arrogant in a lot of ways.
I don't know, man. I disagree with you on that because like Bourdain.
Certain episodes he's very cool, but certain episodes it's just like when he gets political and he talks about like, and they see it like this, but I know the truth. Like,
Oh, everyone.
you know,
can be
he's had
pompous when
those
it becomes
moments, and it's just like,
political.
bro, like just
like-
shut up and talk about food. That's all I want to see you do is travel and eat food.
Yeah.
You're like the classier Guy Fieri.
Okay, no, that's okay. I will fight you on that one. Guy Fieri and Anthony Bourdain are on two completely different levels.
They
You know-
actually did not like each other, from what I hear.
well, I understand. I mean, I'm legitimately more on the Bourdain train. Obviously, if you couldn't tell from like the way I'm talking, but the way
Yeah, I'm Flavor Town all day.
okay, listen, you take your frosted tips and your flame shirt, and you do what you got to do. But if you like, have you read his book, Bourdain's book, Kitchen Confidential?
I have not.
Okay,
have not.
read Kitchen Confidential. Because this guy's journey is absolutely wild. Hearing about the restaurant industry like back in the day, like, and the fact that I would put Bourdain as he is definitely an old punk rocker. That's what
Well, yeah,
Bourdain
the Iggy
is.
Pop intro.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I did like about his shows. I liked the intro song. I liked the way he conducted his business. I just didn't like it when he would get into that weird preachy like arroganceness. That's why I like Guy Fieri, because with Guy Fieri, you know you're gonna see him go to a restaurant, eat some crazy
Eat some
shit, and
food.
go, yay! Like, you know, there's nothing there that's gonna be like, shut up, guy.
So, you're like, I'm not here to get introspective and think about life while people are
Right, I'm
having
here to
conversations. I want to watch this man with his frosted tips slurp down this chili and fucking take the wickedest dump of his entire life 2 hours later. Okay?
Hey, they don't show that part, but if they did show that part, I'd be along.
Could you
It'd be funny
imagine?
as fuck.
Could you imagine Guy Fieri sitting in the stall that just have him mic'd up? And he's just like,
No, no.
oh,
He has the Charmin Bear porta potty hooked up to the back of his Camaro. And then every time he uses it, up.
Just it all comes full circle. It's the circle of life, is what it really is. It's the circle
And they
of
just
life.
look like, Guy, what did you eat? He's like, glad you asked. I ate the kicking nachos at some slop house. Let's go.
I ate the kicking.
That's how the episode starts.
I ate the. All right, everyone, we're gonna go to this restaurant called Dumpy's. We're gonna have the
The guy just
kicking.
opens the door and pukes, and the other attendant's like, why?
Oh,
I ate 3 pounds of oysters at Joe Schmo's.
I can't do raw oysters. I was down in the Carolinas.
So mucusy.
It's like fucking snooting a sea booger. I was down in the Carolinas on the Outer Banks, like 10 years ago or so. And we were at this place, and they're like, yeah, we have like oyster beer shots. So they put it like a raw oyster or like an oyster like vodka shot and stuff like that. They would take a raw oyster, put it in vodka, like in a shot glass.
Interesting.
And you would put like hot sauce on it and like squeeze some lime juice on top of it and just shoot it.
I mean, taste wise, I'm more of a texture thing with oysters.
Same.
I don't mind the
Same.
taste of it. It's just so slimy. Like if you deep fry an oyster, I'll eat it all day.
Yeah. Same.
But
Well,
slimy snot. It just reminds me of just hawking the fattest lug of your life and just being like, delicious.
like people like chew oysters and stuff like that. Like, you know, working as a chef for like many years, you know, there's a lot of food. Like, I agree with you 10,000%. I'm a texture dude. Like, I like deviled eggs. I hate deviled eggs. I love eggs. I love everything that goes in a deviled egg, but it's that texture. It's that
Something
hard
all go together.
it's that like kind of rubbery exterior, and then you get hit with like the creamy, and it's just those two fighting each other, and it just makes me think of like a horse just like dumping in your mouth. It's not my thing. Like, but when it comes to like, I can be like,
It's a
ooh,
horse. Oh.
yeah, like, but when it comes to like rabbit patés, like liver literally blended together with spices and stuff like that, I love it. I can eat that stuff all day because it's like smooth. You know, it's like a consistent smooth. Like you put it on like a crude or something. Yeah, you can't do it. But the horse dump, can't do it. Get those deviled eggs. Go to fucking hell.
So bad.
Yeah, well, but the thing is, like, that was one of the worst things, like, as a chef. Now, obviously, as a chef, you want to be, you're constantly tasting food.
I'm just picturing you on Hell's Kitchen, and they give you one of those. You're just like, you're blindfolded. What is that? Horse dump, chef.
It's a horse dump, chef. My God, he's brilliant. Oh, my, that would, working for Gordon Ramsay would be terrifying. But yeah, like, tasting food obviously is a huge part of your job, because if you won't eat it, what do you think the customer's gonna feel? What do you think the customer's gonna experience?
That's why I don't understand, because on those shows it's always like, we have a vegan steak cooker, and be like, you can't try anything. Like, how do you operate? Like,
well,
I got nothing wrong against vegans. In fact, I like vegan food. I've tried vegan food. I could never. I'm not that dedicated to make that kind of commitment to only eat like that. Just like I love seafood, and I could totally be a pescatarian, but I'm never gonna make that commitment because I just like to eat.
Same.
So it's like I don't understand how you can make food your life, because in the kitchen you're exposed to so much shit.
Yeah.
And then limit yourself at the same time. Like, I get if it's for like health reasons, like I can't eat that, it's gonna fuck me up. But if you're choosing that, and then you're like, I don't touch meat, but you only cook meat, is this like don't you have to try it?
No,
like,
well, with meat, it's a little bit different. I feel like you're doing like a meat sauce or something like that. You're tasting, like you're doing that kind of stuff.
Right. You got to make sure it's balanced.
Exactly. But if you're like the grill guy, right, and your job is to cook steaks and burgers and like meats and stuff like that, like that's your gig. You could actually totally be a grill guy or a saute guy. Maybe not so much a saute guy.
Never try it.
Never try it. Like a grill, because after a certain period of time, after cooking so many steaks, you can, like, I'm sure you've heard the thing where it's like, it's like you take the palm of your hand, right? Like this, and you feel right here.
My filet mignon.
Yeah, you feel right here. That's a rare steak. You take your fingers like this. That's medium rare. That's medium. Or that's a medium steak. That's a well done steak. Or that's a well done steak. So it looks
like you're giving the worst like instructions on how to finger ever.
Well, what you want to do is you want to give them the strong hand, right?
That's
hold on,
done.
let me get my strong hand out. So you want to give them the strong hand, and you just want to work their guts. You just like mix them all together. That's how you got to do it. You please the ladies, all right? Make all those. You make all. Listen. I make you a nice snail trail, okay?
I'm not perverted. I'm Italian.
I'm Italian.
Can you believe that motherfucker said that? The dude, Chris Cuomo's brother, the dude in New York, who got caught like
the
being
governor
a complete
of the state,
scumbag, using his position to assault people, and then being like, I'm not like that. I'm just Italian. Like,
what a no, dude. I live in New York, man. I live in New York, and
people touch you all the time. They're like, Italian.
Someone put their finger in my butt. They're like, Italian. I'm like, whoa.
And you're like, I'm gonna need a lot of gnocchi to make this okay.
I'm gonna need a lot of gnocchi. Oh shit, man. But no, it's. Yeah, Cuomo is the Cuomo's themselves are a piece of special things, special people. What's up, Mini 8-Bit?
Oh, she is grabbing the mic, and she wants to play with Dad. So I'm going to hop off.
All right,
everybody. This has been a rock, a paper, earmuffs, bullshit.
Hello.
That's right. And we will catch you next time. Have yourself a week. and go touch some fucking grass.
Go touch some gnocchi.
Ah, that was good.
Thank you, everyone, for watching this week's episode of Rock, Paper, Bullshit. If you enjoyed, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. We appreciate the absolute crap out of each and every one of you. Until next time, everyone, 2 tiles.